Single wives, are you ready? It's just let's do it. The game is played as this, but you just wait your turn. The wait is over, the wait is over. The wait is over, the wait is over. The wait is over, the wait is over. The wait is over, the wait is over.
Happy Tuesday and welcome to Real Single Wives TV. I'm Koereyelle.
I am author LB.
And I'm V. And we are the Single Wives. We got one not so single, happy wife, LB, representing for the Wives Society, our awesome mentoring program. We have to start the show off by saying congratulations to one of our single wife success stories, Patrice, one of my very best friends in the whole wide world.
Congrats, love.
Yes, we got a chance to celebrate her new union, and Patrice definitely followed her heart, and it worked out for her. And it was such an inspiration to me and to all of our friends. And so I wrote a blog about it. You can read all about Patrice's story and how she chose priorities over preferences at thesinglewivesclub.com. And while you are online, be sure to RSVP for our spring swap and shop that is going down. Yes, this Saturday. I feel like it's been a long time coming.
It has.
It's been forever. It's finally coming this Saturday, 2 to 4 p.m. at Taylor Bronner Hall. Be sure to check us out. Saver V is going to be in the building.
I am. Bring your cash.
And she'll bring the sweets.
And all of your favorite single wives wear will be there, not just for sale, but on sale. So you don't want to miss that. You can RSVP online so you can have a chance to win big in our giveaways at thesinglewivesclub.com.
Very nice.
Yes,
so excited.
So we have to get into the latest juice, the scoop. We said we were boycotting reality TV, but this is even juicier.
She said we were boycotting reality TV.
I'm trying so hard
it never happened.
Get it out of my universe. But we have to talk about T.I.
Okay.
And his shenanigans with Floyd Mayweather. Now Mayweather is very petty himself. We know that from all of his, shenanigans. Right. We expect that from him. T.I., I kind of have always been riding with T.I. only because he seems to be like, from the show, I'll say that. He seems to be like the man, the leader. He always talks about being the head of his household. So I was with him. Until the Fat Burger Showdown.
The what? Okay, so it was
the Fat Burger Showdown.
So there was no ring.
There was no ring.
He made his own ring.
T.I.'s little self. T.I. is so super tiny. And I guess Floyd is tiny too, but Floyd got them guns.
But Floyd's hands are legally registered.
Exactly. So, and to my understanding,
you don't get 30 mil for nothing.
Right. No, he was saying, do you know what I do for a living? Right. Like, do you really know what I do?
Do you really want to do this?
Do you really want to do? He said, I take it to the streets. But do you know what I do?
Right. Because
so he was wrong. And, they've been saying that T.I. broke man law, the guy code by...
What is this man law?
Well, it's the unknown social etiquette for men. You don't do certain things. And one of those things is approaching another man about your woman, which is what Floyd said. You better check your beat, which he later, of course, apologized.
Well, wait a minute. Didn't he approach him like a week or two before?
Right.
And so it seemed to be a very cordial kind of, well, he broke the man code then, but it seemed to work.
He broke it, and then he tried it again.
It was supposedly squashed then.
But the thing that I had a problem with is in between there, obviously he confronted him one time in New York.
Right.
In between this Fat Burger showdown, Tiny posted a picture that, of her and Floyd. It was an innocent picture, but the caption, is the best, the champ, the best. Yeah. And my thing is, as a woman, you know when it's hitting below the belt.
Absolutely. Pun intended. From a wife's perspective, I to my understanding, and we've been talking about this, they were going through some things, or they are
Everybody's
going through some things, right? Well, yeah. Their relationship is, just experiencing some turmoil. But what I think from a wife, what she didn't do was protect was still a covenant, which is their marriage. She didn't protect what, they have as a family. She caused him to have to now defend his throne. She put him in that position.
But we know what to do to egg our men.
Oh, we absolutely
Even if it's
do.
not your husband, your boyfriend, you know what to do to get a rise out of him. Like, you've been with this man for years. You're a clown.
You know you're pushing it.
You have hit I put a nose on you in a big colorful wig because I was just foul.
And women can be very vindictive at times.
They can be. And we're always talking about men over boys, but somebody has to say woman up because you know what you're doing. And I've been doing this little thing. I did a workshop, What Would a Wife Do? Because I've been, every time I want to leave something out of place, every time I want to go out looking undone, I ask myself, what would a wife do? How would she carry herself? That's what I'm preparing for. And I know that, LB, you always say every married woman is not a wife.
Absolutely. All married women aren't wives.
Exactly.
And so in this case, she was not functioning as a wife.
She wasn't behaving like
she
a
was
wife.
just a married woman. And honestly, that if you look at all the situation, it went back to her.
Right.
Everything went back to
everything.
her.
And then she took it a step further to go and argue with all her followers on
Because
Instagram.
you know you're wrong.
No, because I wasn't
But you know
you're
you're wrong because you're defending yourself. You don't need to defend something when you.
This is supposed to be somewhat private. I understand it's reality TV, but handle your business.
But then she bashed T.I. in her comments saying that y'all need to ask me how I dealt with it. Y'all always see him with other people. That's what she said.
My thing is you're I know people walking around being ratchet and stuff, but there are numerous children involved. And it's just like, what if that was my mom? Or it's disgraceful. It's no excuse just because I think we give these people excuses because they have money. There is no excuse for piss poor behavior. Get your life together, woman up, be a woman, be a leader. Like, we're not protecting our families. Take responsibility as a black woman. I have no sympathy for these queens.
Her daughter is old. She has old teenage daughters. Soon, right? So this is what you're showing. Arguing on. Not a good I can't get jiggy with it. And in your book, The Tiara.
Oh, absolutely.
You talk about, and what is number one? That Tiny needs to get that book to read out.
Hashtag tame your tongue.
Hashtag
tell us a little bit about that first.
Well, let me tell you something. First of all, The Tiara is all about you learning how to reign as queen of your castle. And when you talk about taming your tongue, as a wife, as women, we know that we can speak life or death to our mate. Right. We can emasculate. Who wants a weak man? Do you want a weak man? And see, what happened was when she did that, she was actually not taming her tongue. She was speaking very loudly by posting that tweet or whatever it was, that Instagram post. And it actually hit below the belt, and which caused him to act the way that he did. So as a woman, she has to understand that, especially when you're going through this situation, anything you say is going to ignite
especially
a problem.
When you are who you are. Everything you say is going to blow up.
Baby, we see you.
But I had a conversation last night with a single man, and he said that you have to enter marriage with faith, and he's single. He said, but you know, the devil and the enemy is fighting your relationship once you say I do, and it's like you're not protecting your marriage.
Especially in the position. My thing is, if you have any hopes of getting back together, this just added fuel to the fire. So now you got to work through this.
Right.
Another problem on top
in
of
front of everybody,
it is.
by the way, because now the whole world knows because you put the whole world in your business.
Unfortunately, that's how it is.
So we're talking about the bad examples. Obviously, we always want to talk about the positive examples, and that's why I wanted to bring you in to share what wives should do.
Because you and Derek be turned up to the
back. The wife coach, y'all. She is whipping them into shape and getting them together.
Yes.
But on another dating topic, because this is dating 101, getting in the game. We're talking all about dating. Okay. When it comes to sex and dating, y'all, I am not. I'm not holier than thou. I don't say you have to wait till your marriage. I say do what works for you. However, I looked up some stats that I want to share with you all. The top 25 cities, the 25 cities with the highest rate of AIDS. Okay. And so I'm just going to share a few cities that were close and near dear to my heart. Number 22, Nashville. Shout out to TSU. Be safe out there. Number 19, Houston. I don't know what I was kind of shocked by that one. Number 14, ATL, Shawty.
Atlanta? Here? Huh?
And we're 14. I have to say, I kind of thought we'd be like top 10. At least top 10. At least top 10. Number 9 is New Orleans. I thought they would be top 5. Sorry.
Who's number 1?
No shade. Number 5, DC, Chocolate City.
Whoa,
won't be coming to visit you. Yeah. Number 4, NYC, New York. And number 1.
Tell me.
Number 1 is Miami. I can't be shocked. Well, but guys, if you spent Memorial Day weekend in Miami and you see me out, please keep walking because I'm not with it.
Yeah,
I'm not with it.
Miami.
We can't do that.
That's fun spot. Fun day in the sun.
And so you all know Steve Harvey has gotten even more famous and more shade and controversy over this book, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. Okay. And in the book he talks about this 90-day rule, and it's so controversial because people are saying it works, it doesn't work, is it foolproof, is it a formula? We don't know. But now Steve has released some more information, an extended copy. Get that check, Steve. An extended copy of the book. So let's see what he says about those 90 days. What are you supposed to do in the first 90 days? Let's see.
Well, many of you have asked, Steve, what should I be doing during that time, the 90-day time? Well, the expanded book features a section with a 3-month action plan on how women can connect with a guy while waiting. Keyword, waiting. So get out a pen and paper because it's all about making the first 90 days count, okay? All right, this is what I suggest. Month 1, ladies, enjoy dating, be smitten. But keep him chasing and don't miss out on a valuable get-to-know-you moments with the guy. Learn about his favorite things. Be firm on your non-negotiables and keep your standards high. Lay the foundation down for a friendship. You hear people say all the time, you know, I married my best friend. And that's kind of where you want to try to get this to. Set the tone for strong, clear communications. Now, ladies, make a list. His top 5 favorite things. Write them down, whatever they are. Now, take a look at them. Are you compatible with his 5 favorite things? Are there any deal breakers for you? If his favorite things are something that you just are not going to deal with, is it a deal breaker for you? Then in month 2, okay, you're still into the guy, right? You're into month 2. You're in the 30, 45-day range, standards in place. So continue learning new things about each other. Keep it going with these pointers. Recognize him for the little things. Visit each other's place of worship. If you don't go to church, go to your favorite club together. That was very funny to me. Explore something new together. Find something new to do. And be observant. Watch this guy. Get your eyeballs out. Come on, ladies. Trust that intuition. Allow him to be there for you. Now, okay, time for you to make the month 2 checklist. Can you clearly identify 6 things that he's done for you? If a man hasn't done at least 6 things for you in the first 60 days, really? I mean, this is the time when he should be putting forth his best effort, his best foot forward. If you're not seeing that, got a problem. How did they make you feel? Were they about your uplift, your gratification, doing something kind for you? Did those things show you that this guy is the right one for you? That's what you got to know. Now,
if you are in our chat room, be sure to type in. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know where you are watching us from. We are
Hey,
joined.
Tiffany.
Hey, Tiffany from South Carolina. Hey, boo. We are joined with one of my favorite ladies.
She's so fine.
She is beautiful. Check her out. She is a celebrity matchmaker and a certified relationship coach, Miss Rebecca Lynn.
She smell good too, y'all.
Smell good, look good. She got it all together. She got it all together. So start by telling us what you think about what Steve Harvey just said.
Yeah, please.
Because he gave a lot of rules.
Right.
He has a lot going.
For you single wives who know me from following with you guys
Right.
and being with you guys on the radio show and everything, I don't believe in rules. And he lost me after 2 or 3. I'm sitting here like, how do I even keep up with all this? And much less if you're dating more than one man, because as single women, you should be dating. Your funnel should be full. You should be
Having
actively
date nights.
dating and enjoying being single. So how do you keep up with all of this on 2 to 3 guys?
That is a good question, and I think that is where he loses me, because he has some good ideas for people who are strong-minded and can not try to follow it to the T. I can make it work for me, but some people are just using it like a recipe. Like, all right, I got 6 things. It's him. You gave me 6.
That just sounded like a job just now. Like how, I keep things. I'm very strict about keeping my calendar and reminders and everything. Drink my water right now. Do this right now. I would have to have that on my calendar with reminders. Okay, he hasn't done 6 things to make me happy yet, and we're on day 59.
Right, he ain't called back yet. He might have had a flat tire on 85.
I don't know, he gives people the idea that this is a foolproof formula. If he does this is the man for you. I think it's setting people up for failure. But one thing that I did like is he talked about deal breakers, knowing your deal breakers and sticking to them. And I think that's one thing, because in my opinion, there's 2 types of single women. There's the single woman who doesn't go anywhere, doesn't get any dates. She's just single. She just single. At home. And then there are the single women who get dates, but we don't do good choosing. We get lots of dates, but then we're not necessarily making the good choices. And so for women who just aren't getting dates, I feel like this is setting them up to think, okay, if I get a date and he does all this, it's right. But if I'm a woman and I'm getting dates, I still have to know what are my deal breakers. So I know 1 through 10, who's the right one. If I have no deal breakers, then how do I even eliminate? So what should the process of elimination look like?
Well, this reminds me of a lot of women who say I'm celibate, but you're not dating or having any temptation.
You don't have a choice but to be
you are celibate because you're not even seeing anybody and being tempted to do anything. That's not celibacy. So, I mean, there's the gray area of all these things, you guys. And the fact is that you've got to get to know yourself.
Right.
You've got to establish your own boundaries. This is why I say there's no rules, because what works for you may not work for somebody else. You know, there's people who have had sex in the first 30 days and they're married. And been married for 10, 15 years. So it's about where you are at, who you are, you know, learning yourself. And I'll say this, you know, I believe in boundaries, not rules. But learning yourself has to do with saying, okay, what phase am I in life?
Right.
What am I looking for? Am I ready to get married, or am I just having fun? Am I just casually dating? Am I getting to know people? Am I having friends? Everyone's not ready to get married,
and everybody's not going to be your husband,
right? And I think a lot of women think that when they're done playing, that when they're ready to get married, it's like flipping a light switch, and all of a sudden now it's just going to be the perfect guy's going to be here, and now 3 years later you're still single and you're not married, and you're very upset and you're feeling kind of frustrated and disappointed because you thought when you were ready
somebody was going to appear.
It was just going to appear.
So we posted this picture on Instagram tonight, the stages of the relationship, and there are so many theories and rules.
My Instagram still
they're in an uproar because on this chart, I don't know if y'all can see it, but on this chart it has moving in together before getting engaged. And so everybody no, I'm not shacking. If it is before the Lord, then I will not shack, and it's like that's a guarantee that it's going to work out.
And I love you because I know you're watching. Said I'm just gonna have extended sleepovers. That's the same thing.
But I don't understand.
You're still doing the same thing in the sleepover as you're doing. You know, I'm not saying it's right, but we just put these.
We want to box ourselves, but then we really not following no rules.
Yeah.
But we want to make it seem like
it's these double standards.
Okay, you know, and I hate to get scriptural with y'all, but it's either be hot or cold, y'all. All this in the middle. It's like pick which side you're going to be on.
Yeah.
If you're going to be Christian and you're going to walk that walk that walk. If you're not, then you're making your own rules up as you go. So be honest and be authentic with that. But trying to flip and choose which ones
part way this way, but on this day,
it's like pick a plan, y'all. You know, but because most people do move in together, and let's be honest about that.
I think you take your advice from people who, you know, if I say it works for me and I've been married 35 years and I say, well, we moved in together, then you're going to validate what I'm saying. If you say we waited, we never had sex, we never kissed, then I'm going to go with what you say because you've been married for 35 years.
But go with what works for you.
Exactly. And that is what I don't like. It's just that you want to put it in a formula. No, if you move in together, you're doomed. Like, you're going to get divorced. And when I was engaged, if I had not moved in with him,
I wouldn't know.
He would have been crazy as hell. Hell no. I would have been in it much longer. He would have took a much longer time to show his true colors. So I think that definitely saved me some heartache, some time, you know, that experience. So I think that you just have to.
It's different. We're different personality types. Like, me and you are complete opposite.
And we can't follow the same rule book
at all. We're just different personalities.
Now I will say this though, as much as we, you know, we're saying, okay, we're in agreement. We don't like these cookie cutter rules.
Right.
But however, I will say that it's in a best woman's interest to give something time.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm not going to put a number on that.
Right.
But give it time. See who he is. Don't just jump into bed with him, because it's one of the largest advantages that we have is letting something play out. You know, proving the good and perfect will of God. Let something play out and see what he's talking about. Because, you know, it's over time that you see someone's movements. You see the rhythm of something. You see if it's lining up. You know, does 1 + 1 = 2? Is he who he says he is?
And I think it's a combination of all of that, because you can't say that you will no shacking, hands down, not, but on the second date you sleep with somebody. That just is kind of...
Yeah, it's just like if you're spending the night with this man Wednesday through Sunday and we can't move in, like, you've already given all
your whole week at the man's house.
You know, I just don't understand that line of thinking. I'm saying do what works for you, but don't be on the social media saying
it makes sense.
You know, it just don't. I don't understand.
So we're in agreement that there are no rules.
Right? Is that
boundaries?
Boundaries. You need boundaries.
So another hot topic is interracial dating,
which I love, by the way.
V, you're a proponent for interracial dating.
I mean,
right?
The first time I ever dated a black guy was when I moved to Atlanta when I went to college, and I saw some extreme differences. But for our women, do you feel like we're boxing ourselves in by not reaching? Because they're white men, Asian men are very attracted to us. So let's just. I mean, they will chase you down the street. They would. So just
I mean,
talk about
all
that.
the different genres of
And
ethnicity.
colors.
All the
I mean,
genres
there's-
of the man.
there's,
Hey,
you know,
hey,
the
boos.
Cuban and Filipino and
Colombian
everything.
I
you can
love a good
imagine.
old Samoan, a big Samoan.
I mean, the truth is that you
I need a
get
drink.
you get beneath the surface, you guys. There's a lot of different cultures. There's a lot of different ethnicities, and the thing is that why box ourselves in?
Right.
If we lived in another country, if we lived in Europe, another
Right.
continent,
It wouldn't even matter.
we are.
If
so
we lived in a city, I'm
programmed.
from San Francisco.
Yes, if we lived
Atlanta's
on the
so
West
black.
Coast.
Get you something beige.
But I feel like
or
it's only
cream.
black women that are boxing ourselves in. Black men don't have
Black
no
men don't
problem.
have no
White
problem
women,
getting Sally the
Asian
Bunny.
women, everybody else is sampling, and we're like, no.
Sally the Bunny
where's
be the
my black
bomb,
king?
too.
Which there may be a black king
Hey,
out there for
Sally.
you. Shout out if there is, but you have to explore all the options. Take
Now-
a walk to the other side of town.
Once again, I say this is about getting to know yourself. It's
Right.
about knowing your boundaries. How steeped in black culture are you?
'Cause
Right.
we don't even know where we from.
Right. You know, like,
I'm
you know,
sorry.
now, you know, it's so there's definitely differences in culture.
Right.
And you've got to be aware of that. You might not see eye to eye about how to raise children. You might not see eye to eye about religion.
About
you might,
spanking.
right. You
Religion.
know, religion is a big one. I teach in matchmaking all the time. The more specific, the more special your requirements are in a mate. So the more, like, you know, it's getting deeper. Okay, you're this special sect of Islam, right?
there's-
You
You
got
know,
5
or you're,
choices.
or you're like a
this
special
world.
type of Jew, you know, that
Right.
has these, you know, culturally, you know, okay, it's going to take longer to meet someone. It's going to,
Unless it's an arranged marriage.
unless
baby.
it's arranged, unless you're working with a matchmaker to find those specific people that are a fit for you. You've got to be more patient, you know. So opening yourself, so it works the opposite direction. Opening yourself up to say, I'm open to different things. I'm open to experiencing someone of a different
But
culture.
Rebecca, why are we so
race.
scared of, you know, if you're just not attracted to white men or Asian men, why
I think
are we
it's
black
judgment.
women just so scared
I think
of
it's
that?
judgment. We're afraid of being judged by our own people. We're afraid of being judged by black
True.
men. I mean, because I've dated interracially,
Right.
and you get looks. You know, they make a
That's
lot of
true.
assumptions. There's stereotypes. They would see me and they think, oh, he must be rich, right? Because there's no other reason.
And then you have that
I
friend
would
say,
be with
what you
him.
doing with that white boy?
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. I've
Say I'm being great. What are you doing?
you know, but this is the thing, you can't put God in a box,
Right.
because the truth is that color, come on, it's only skin deep.
Right.
So once you, especially if you can deal with cultural differences, if you're flexible and you find yourself a little liberal enough to move and shake and
Yes,
fit in where
open
you get
up to
in,
love.
you want to do some salsa dancing.
Yes.
Right.
I want
You-
a salsa.
You know, you want to date a Latin lover.
You want to have potato salad that ain't got no seasoning? Ah!
Too far.
I've done it. My
Right.
potato salad didn't have no seasoning.
Right. But, you know, if you're open to it, know yourself. Know yourself. And the other thing that plays into it is family pressures, you guys. Because if
Now
your
that's a whole
family
nother, because
is
their
not,
generation and
That's right. I have a client whose daughters date white men, and she's a black woman. Her children, her daughters are black, and she just, it just rubs her the wrong way. She just feels some type of way about it.
I mean, y'all know as liberal as your mother, maybe not you because you're from California, but as liberal as my mom, my family, everybody is, they still, when I was little, would make comments if I liked the white boy in class. You know, everybody got something to say. No, you don't let it flow.
It's like you don't bring that home.
Right, you don't let it
Right.
flow freely.
and
Some
they tell you
people,
don't
so-
bring this and that home, but it's like
especially grandmas.
you
Grandmas will
have
say
to
it
spend
fast.
your life with this person. I don't
have
want to
to.
spend the
I
rest
have
of my
to.
life with,
Listen.
you know, worried about what my parents think. Like, I want to be happy with whether he's black, white, orange, purple, whatever.
And you could have Mama Joyce, and she might not care if he
Oh,
black,
see,
white,
I would
whatever
never.
he is.
Yeah,
She
Mama
gonna have a
Joyce
problem.
wouldn't. My mama know, because Mama, you.
And you guys
That
could
would
have
never
some
fly
pretty
with
little
me.
Puerto Rican looking little
I'm
babies
telling you,
and
I got my
little
baby on my vision
pigtails
board.
and, you know, I
it
mean,
ain't my shade.
you better open up.
So
Be
tell-
honest.
before we get out of here, because our time is almost up, but you are a matchmaker, and you
Yes.
talked a little bit about it. But for our members, one thing that I am shocked to find out is that a lot of women are not dating. And me and V talk about it
We're
all the
like-
time. We don't know what the hell y'all are doing out there, but how can you get back into the game? How can you step back into the dating game if you're really
And
ready?
tell them to do their hair. Put a little.
Well, that's one of the
Lip
first
color
things, you know,
on.
I'm a firm believer. It always starts with self.
Right.
You know, if you haven't been on a date in 3 years, and I have clients that come to me and have not been on a date in 3
6
years,
wine.
you know, there's some things we need to talk about. There's something going on with you that you're not opening yourself up. You're not making yourself available. You're closed off. Maybe you need to get your sexy back. Maybe you need...
Step your game up. Switch it up a little bit.
Put yourself in situations. I advise clients to go out by themselves. Go to a happy hour. Go to an upscale bar, at a hotel, at a restaurant. Have a glass of wine by yourself. Right there. Have a glass of wine. At the Westin, at the W. You know, have a glass of wine and just mingle. Just talk to people.
Smile. Be friendly.
Be friendly. But don't go out with the herd of girlfriends that he's now got to try to figure out how to get you to himself. You know, go out by yourself. Be an easy target. Be an easy target.
But don't be an easy target with a bad look on your face.
Yeah,
well, what about feeling beautiful? Don't you gotta feel sexy?
You need to feel sexy.
Good.
And that's what I say, if you're not dating at all, there's typically some things going on
you just need
inside of you.
Not that there's something wrong with you, but you just gotta, and you have to work out that stuff before you can get in this relationship. So you might as well do it now. So tell our viewers where they can connect with you and how they can get some help.
Yes, I am a personal love and life coach, relationship expert. I'm also a matchmaker. You can find me at IamRebeccaLynn.com. That's IamRebeccaLynn.com. You can also find me on social media under Rebecca Lynn on Facebook. Twitter is IamRebecca_Lynn. Reach out to me. I'm available. I do workshops. We do faith and healing parties.
Yes, I love that.
This is the feel good
holistic.
Girl. Yeah, she makes you feel good. But we're not gonna let you go without the hot box.
Oh Lord.
Okay, what's the hot box?
The hot box is 60 seconds. We're gonna say a word. You're just gonna say the first thing that comes to mind. Are you ready? Let's go. Wife.
Husband.
Money.
Good.
Sex tape.
Ooh, sexy.
Vacations.
Lovely.
Reality TV.
Scandalous.
Romance.
Feel good.
Prenups.
Sometimes wise.
Mother-in-law.
Could be good.
Sex. Did we already
Love
say
it.
it?
No, I said sex tape.
Love it.
Okay. I was like,
So speaking of sex tape, tomorrow on Real Single Wives Radio, we are talking to, you like that segue?
No,
we are
no.
talking to the author of Closed Legs Do Get Fed.
come on, being fed with the clothes.
Yeah, I'm excited I'm excited about tomorrow's show. Yeah, we'll see. But that is tomorrow, 6 to 7 p.m. You can log on to thesinglewivesclub.com to tune in. Be sure to check us out at thesinglewivesclub.com so you can stay up to date with all of the fabulous things that are going on with the Single Wives. I am Koereyelle on Instagram and Twitter. That's KOEREYELLE.
And I'm Crazy V. You can find me at at
She
VTay
is
Brown
crazy.
Events. I'm the blooper. It's VTAYB as in boy, RLN Events on Instagram and Twitter and all that good stuff.
Shout out to Taisha and Joyrina and Ebony and Tiffany and all of the fabulous people who have been
see your
chatting with us.
comments.
Y'all are having a good conversation up in there.
Y'all
Shout
better
out.
turn up in the
We
chat
love you
room.
back. All right, we are the Single Wives. We are signing off.
Peace.
Single Wives Wear is a lifestyle brand. Fashionable, flirty, and fun. Show the world you're setting standards for men instead of settling for boys. Shop our affordable, exclusive collection online at thesinglewivesclub.com.